I've pegged out all the bushings on the front and back plates once they came back from the ultrasonic cleaner, just to make sure that they were clean. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to polish the pivots. So I've taken one wheel. I'll end up going through all these, but I'll show you doing one both ends and I'll do the rest offline. So I've got a pin vise here. I've snugged the wheel in its arbor down as low as it can go into the chuck on the vise. Then I'll put the pin vise into the 3-jaw chuck, tighten it down and turn the lathe on. And you can see that the pivot there is running relatively true. It's out just a tiny little bit, but it's running pretty true. Right, now that we've got the wheel chucked up in the pin vise, what we're going to do is we're going to use synthetic ruby stone, polish the pivot, that part there. What we don't want to do is to touch the shoulder up here, which is just before that pinion there. We don't want to do that. So what we do, I think we're running at about 500 revs at the moment. We want the speed to be very slow. We position the stone on the pivot and move it slowly backwards and forwards, making sure that we don't touch that shoulder. We've already checked the pivot with our thumbnail to make sure that there's no deep grooves in it. It's only just very light marks on it. So we'll move the degusset stone backwards and forwards using light pressure, because we don't want to remove any material per se. We just want to take some high spots off and also work harden the steel. So that should be about enough, I would think. We'll try that. Turn the lathe off. Yeah, that's starting to look shinier. All right, we'll remove that. We'll have a look at the wheel. All right, that seems to be pretty good. We'll have a look at the pivot on this warning wheel. Now we'll have to be very careful, because as you can see there's a pin there. I'll turn that off for a moment. There's a pin very much towards the end of that arm there. So what we'll have to do is we'll have to use our degusset stone sideways. If we use it long ways, we may well catch it on that warning wheel pin. So as usual, light pressure, keeping well away from the pin, letting it run round and backwards and forwards across the pivot. Right, turn the lathe off. Take the pin vise out, remove the wheel. That is very smooth and it's also quite shiny. So that pivot has now been polished and it's also been work hardened. Right, now we'll go and do some rebushing. Right, we'll start off with the maintenance cam, replacing the 2 bushings on those, actually replacing one which is at the front here. I think it might have one, the back definitely doesn't. This is a pivot we'll be working on first, this one here. Alright, move the top plate, put it aside. Take out the wheel, put it in a little foam block in its correct orientation, put the plates aside. Now, first thing we've got to do is measure the diameter of the pivot, and to do that we use a vernier. So put it in between the jaws, 1.51 mil, put that back in our foam block, the correct orientation. I'll write that number down, 1.50 millimeters. Now we need to find the relevant bushing to fit that pivot. So we'll have a look On our board here we want 1.50, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5 is the number 48. So we'll try a number 47 and see how that fits. We'll take one out of the box, that one there, put it on our hand as we always do, and then try to fit the pivot into it, and it doesn't fit like we thought it wouldn't. So that's the bushing size that we're going to replace. So once again, back to our box, put the rubber band on so we don't lose them, and that was a number 47. So we'll go back to the box here. There's a number 47, 1.40. The maximum diameter is 3.50 mil. So we'll jot that down, 3.50 mil, and it's a number 47. So we've now got all the data down there, so it takes the guesswork out of everything. Alright, now first thing we've got to do is find the center of that hole. It's slightly out of round, not very much. It's not sufficiently out of round that we'll have to take a very fine file and remove some more of the material around it, so that when we put the center finding pin in, it will actually find the center of it, not go off to one side. Okay, this is our center finding pin. Undo the screw on the machine, the base in, and then lower the center finding pin, that support there to hold it, and then we'll position center finding tool over the center of the hole, and then wind down the nut to hold it. Oh yes, it does, lovely. I didn't think it'd quite go there, but it does. And check it once again. Yep, alright, that's in the center. Now, remove the center finding tool, put it back in the block there. This is a 3.47, so that's the last reamer that we're going to use. So to make it easier and more efficient in removing the material out of the plate, we'll go down 2 sizes. Right, holding the plate steady, we then start to turn the handle on the bushing machine, letting it up every so often to get rid of the swarf on it. Putting it back down again, turning the handle, and keep turning it until the reamer bottoms out on the plate. Remove that reamer, take up the next one, which is 2.97 mil, put it into the machine, tighten the grub screw, and then holding the plate, apply a little bit of pressure on the wheel at the top and turn it round, not too fast. You don't want to turn the reamer into a corkscrew, which you'll do if you push too hard. Alright, that's the second one. It's done its job. We'll take that out. Now for the 3.47 mil reamer. Put that into the machine, tighten the grub screw, and then holding the plate, go back to reaming out the hole for the bushing. Get rid of the swarf and continue reaming down. Alright, take that tool out, put it back into the box. Now we want our hammer tool, which we then put into the machine. Our ball peen hammer, which we'll leave there. We'll take a pair of tweezers, pick up our new bushing, place it over the top of the hole on the plate, and gently tap it around with the tweezers, and a couple of light taps. Just make sure that the bushing is going straight into the hole and not off at an angle. Once you can see that it is, tap it down so that it's smooth on the inside of the plate, which it is. Alright, undo the clamps so that we can take the plate out. There is our new bushing. Now we'll test it. We know it's not going to fit, but we'll test it to prove it doesn't. We'll take the pivot that's got to go into there, and it doesn't fit. So we now have to use cutting broaches to open that hole up a bit. So these are our small cutting broaches up here. I'll check a few of these. We've got to get the size. Yep, that's going to be too small. Alright, got to be a little bit bigger than that. Alright, we'll have to start off with that one. Now, take our pin vise and insert the cutting broach into the pin vise, the square section on the end. Tighten the pin vise down. There we go, it only just starts to fit in. Right, so it fits in. We now align the cutting broach with one of the legs here. It's a very easy way to do it, so that you can see that what you're doing is you're turning parallel to that leg, which is 90 degrees in relation to the plate there. Cutting broach into the hole, align the cutting broach 90 degrees to the plate, and it has now gone all the way through. Right, test the wheel. Doesn't fit in yet, but you can feel it starting to grip. Alright, so we've got to go up one size on that cutting broach. We'll try that one and see how that goes. Put it into the hole, and alright, that's our next size. There it is. And make 5 or 6 turns, then remove it, and then try to fit the pivot in. Now, I'll put the maintenance cam into the back plate. We'll put the front plate on top, align the posts, and then we'll align that pivot. It goes underneath, about there I would say. Right, let's see what we got. That's a pivot there that we've just done, rolling around rather nicely, but we need to do the bushing on the top plate, which is that one there, to make sure it's set up properly. Alright, maintenance cam, back into our foam block, let it sit there, write that figure down, 1.41 mil. Back to our box of bushes, and number 47 is 1.40, so we'll take another one of those out, a number 47, and we'll test it on the pivot. We'll see if it fits or not. And I've got about 3 left, so I'm going to have to get some more of those. They're a popular sight on these American mechanical clocks, the earlier ones. Okay.